everybody, it's Sara. Welcome back. Today I really want to talk to you about all of the books that I plan to read in the month of November. I know that I've said that at the beginning of a lot of my videos this year, but how the heck are we already almost in November? It feels like 2020 lasted so long while also being so short, and I don't know how that's possible. It's probably like, you know, anxiety and the crushing weight of being alive in this messed up world, but you know, we'll talk about that another time. I can't wait for this year to be over, even if I know that like years are a social construct and it's not going to change the fact that the world is kind of in shambles right now. But I'm also very excited for the books that I plan to read this month. So yeah, let's all forget about how terrible everything is right now and let's just talk about books, because this is what we love to do here. So the other day I went on a nice social distanced walk with one of my very good friends, Alex. If you're watching this video, hey girl, miss you. And at some point we stopped on a bench and she got a book out of her backpack and she was just like, please read this book. And the book in question is Vita, Nostra by Marina and Sergei Dyachenko. And this book apparently is a very, very good dark academia book. It was originally written in Russian. This is obviously the English translation because I do not read Russian. Wish I did, but I'm not there yet. And in this book we follow our main character who is on vacation with her family when a very curious man approaches her and gives her some weird tasks. And at the end of the vacation, this man actually tells her that he really believes that she would thrive in this kind of weird institute, and so she decides to leave her life behind and to go and study over there. But this school is like no other. The books are impossible to read, the assignments are overly complicated and difficult, and when you fail, one of your family members actually suffers in your place. And that sounds very weird, very messed up, and very dark. And my friend read it and absolutely loved it. This is the first book in a series and the other ones are not translated yet apparently, which is very, very sad if I do enjoy this book, but it is definitely super intriguing. So I really want to try and read it this month. Also, I've been missing some dark academia in my life, so I feel like this is the perfect pick for the month of November. Then the next book that I want to read in November is actually a graphic novel, and I'm gonna be buddy reading this one with Hilary from Melted Books, who is one of my dearest friends here on BookTube. If you don't follow her already, definitely go and check out her channel. She is absolutely amazing. And the graphic novel that we decided to buddy read together is The Witch Boy by Molly Ostertag. And this is basically a middle grade graphic novel series in which we follow our main character Aster, I believe that's what his name is, and basically he lives into this household where if you're a girl, you're a witch, and if you're a boy, you're a shapeshifter, but he really has a talent for witchcraft and he still hasn't shifted yet. And so when a new mystery arises and he realizes that he could really help as a witch, he decides to just go for it and try to put his talent to use. I've heard great things about this graphic novel series. I think it sounds super charming and super magical, and I cannot wait to read it with Hilary. I think we're going to have such a grand time, and if we enjoy the first one, we might also buddy read the second one and the third one. Who knows? Then the next book that I really want to get to in November is Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. This is a dark academia book once again. There really is a recurrent theme in this TBR, and basically in this one we follow our main character who gets enrolled at Catherine House, which is a very prestigious university. And the peculiar thing about this university is that while you're studying over there, you can't have any contact with the outer world, which sounds very disturbing and very weird. I personally would not go over there because, you know, to me that doesn't sound very safe at all. But, you know, we follow our main character over there and I assume that there's a lot of mystery, a lot of competition between students. I don't really know exactly what is going to happen in this book and I kind of want to keep it that way, but I hear it's spooky, it's disturbing, and it's great. And yeah, I cannot wait to get into this one. I think it's going to be super interesting and will maybe give me you know, a little bit of the creeps, but that is just what I'm looking for the darker months. So yeah, that sounds absolutely amazing and I cannot wait. Then the next book that I want to read in November is actually a book that I started as an audiobook but never finished, and that book is The Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. This is a mystery set in Victorian England in which we follow our main character, who is a female detective, and she is basically hired to solve this missing child case. And like I said, I've started this book already and it is very peculiar and very mysterious. There are also a couple of fantasy elements which I was not expecting. There's a ghost, there's also some weird mermaid stuff going on, and yeah, so far I think I've read like maybe a third of the book before getting very annoyed by the voice of the narrator, and so I really wanted to keep on reading it. The writing is beautiful and it's super atmospheric, so I think that it's going to be very fun to read this one in November as well. Then the next book that I want to read is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Now, I don't know too much about this book other than it's a fantasy inspired by Mexican culture, and that I think it involves this girl who makes a deal with a god, or she wakes up an ancient god, and that premise is always something that really piques my interest, and I've heard so many amazing things about this book. Some of my co-workers are obsessed with it, and I also follow one account on Twitter which is called Pro Yearner. They are absolutely amazing. If you don't follow them, just please do yourself a favor and follow them. They make those amazing threads about the books that they're reading, and it's just so fun to me. And they talked about this book so much and they really enjoyed it, so it definitely made me want to pick it up even more. Also, I recently read Mexican Gothic by the same author and really enjoyed it, and this one is fantasy, so I feel like I'm going to love it even more. And so yeah, I'm very excited about this one. I'm definitely very intrigued, and I'm pretty sure I'm really going to enjoy it. And then finally, the last book that was on this TBR was Ink and Bone by Rachel Kane, but I've actually already started this one and I'm really enjoying it so far. By the way, it's super good, but I thought that I would replace this one with another book, but then I couldn't decide. So like, maybe you can help me choose between 3 books. The first one is TWOCC by Susan Dennard, because I was actually planning to read this series this year and I still haven't done that. So yeah, the first choice is TWOCC. The second choice is Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko, which is a new debut fantasy that I've heard so many things about. So many people are obsessed with this book and I need to find out why. I think it sounds super great. I don't really know what the plot is about actually, so I shouldn't say that I think that it sounds great, but I've heard so many good things about this book. And also apparently there's an ace character in there, so I want to read it, obviously. And then the third choice would be Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett, which is also a book that I've been really planning to read this year. So yeah, I still don't know which one I'm going to choose in between the 3, but I definitely also want to read one of those 3 this month. If you think that there's one that I would love more than the other, please comment down below and let me know. But that brings us to the end of this video. These are all of the books that I plan to read in November, and as I've said many times in this video, I'm super excited to read all of those. Let me know what you are planning to read in November down below if you would like to. I always love to have new suggestions, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!